Warning, in this episode we discuss topics of cults, self-harm, extremist behaviors, torture, and death. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome to another episode of I Believe. I am your host, Bo Bartholomew, and I am excited to announce that we are now celebrating spooky season. Now with spooky season, I think we need a new theme song. Maestro? Once again, welcome to spooky season. With that, we will be shifting to a new miniseries for the month of October. Our listeners usually know that us at I Believe are a lighthearted, joyful podcast, but in light of Halloween, we are going to drastically veer from our regular feel. When I designed I Believe, I designed it with a lot of fluidity in what we can talk about, which is why today we start I Believe in horror. With our new miniseries, it is time to welcome our new co-host to officially join the group. Welcome, Jasper.
Hey! We have a lot planned for this month. We are going to keep the topics secret for now, but go ahead and leave your guesses in the comments wherever you're listening.
Along with 4 weeks of full-length episodes, we have also planned on a special bonus episode released on Halloween. This episode will be ghost stories, scary encounters, or anything that can get your heart pounding. These stories will be submitted by you. To submit a story, go to our website and fill out the form in the banner at the top.
You should go check out our website anyways because it has now been given the spooky season treatment.
We will also tell stories of our own along with a thriller story written by me.
Today, we start off our month of scares with cults. Now, obviously, this is a dangerous topic, so we do not have any guests with us.
But we do have Google.
So, with that, we have each researched some of our own questions, and it's going to be really interesting.
Let's first start off by breaking down the definition of what a cult is and what actually makes a cult, well, a cult. And as always for this month, listener discretion is advised. A cult is usually a small group devoted to a person, idea, or philosophy. The term cult is often applied to a religious movement that exists in some degree of tension with the dominant religious or cultural inclination of a society. In recent years, the word cult has been most commonly used as a bad term for a religious group that falls outside the mainstream and by implication engages in questionable activities. Many new religions are controversially labeled as cults. One source uses the following traits to identify cults. Narcissism, the cult leader will be very self-obsessed and might even say that they're the only person to know the truth.
Love bombing. This is when they oftentimes surround you with joy and love in order to guide you to their goals. Next is authoritarian control. There is only one leader in cults. There's no council of people and there's nobody supporting that leader in what they are preaching.
Isolation. They will try to separate you from people that do not support the ideas of their cult, or in extreme situations, they might actually move everyone away from society. Financial exploitation could also be used. They will try to take as much money as possible from you, most often giving no explanation of where that money goes.
Lastly, they will oftentimes use fear tactics. This could be predicting the end of the world, forcing quick preparations, forcing dangerous situations, human sacrificing, and much more. Now, just for our safety, we will not mention any real cults for our protection.
Or go in depth, really. So our first question is, how could a member of a cult identify that they are in a cult?
So, oftentimes, like we said, in, past, it is, love bombing, isolation, narcissism. These are the most common things that are seen in cults. Some of those most popular ones are known for really isolating people from their families and saying, your families don't support you, your families won't, agree with the truth because they're in a world full of lies. And like these tactics are just what cult leaders will use to isolate you. And oftentimes in cults, as much as it has been exaggerated by, social media of cults are so dangerous, they just want to hurt you, they just want to do this. Oftentimes it's not always that. They just want a society, but they're going to use these dangerous tactics in order to get you to join. Alright. Now, are all cults bad?
So, not necessarily. There are actually some cults that do good. The term cult is almost vague nowadays. As we discussed earlier on, a cult is just a group of people that have similar ideas. This could even be a real religion. Most of the time, the term cult is not applied to a religion or group unless they practice something out of the norm.
So it's truly just a conversation of term usage.
Basically, the thing that is mostly popularized when talking about cults is the idea that they all go somewhere bad, which is just because we applied that term. So, how many cults are there today?
This is actually a really interesting one. I've always been interested in it because you hear like these really popular ones, but there's genuinely no way to tell just how many cults there are in our society. Because as we'll see and we'll talk about later on in the episode, it's pretty freaking easy for somebody to just go, I feel bored. I want to start a cult. And it's not like they're going on a website and saying, I have started this cult. It is called this. So there's not really any way to tell exactly how many there are.
Yeah, technically we could be a cult if we wanted to. Like, you guys are now all of our members in our cult. We are the leaders, and y'all are going to do what we say, right? Like, that's true, yeah. Right? 100%. We are now a cult. Oh. Don't worry, guys. We're not really going that direction.
No, we're not. But it does, like, your point does just kind of prove how easy it is. Mm-hmm. And how simple it can be to just start this cult.
Do you think you have joined a cult?
Are you being followed by your demons?
Well, look no further than Demon Be Gone by Biotech.
Biotech's perfectly formulated solution combines the perfect mix of holy water and liquefied world peace.
Be rid of your demons today. Contact Biotech by texting or calling 801-666-1313 to get your first glass of Demon Be Gone.
And if you call and place your order within the next 5 seconds, Biotech will send you a free refill in their patented Demon Be Gone spray bottle. Absolutely free.
That's the patented spray bottle and 2 whole gallons of Demon Be Gone for the low, low price of $250.67.
Call today and have your demons gone by tomorrow.
So welcome to the life update, guys. Jasper, what's going on in your world?
Well, kind of a lot. Currently, me and Bo are both in A Midsummer Night's Dream at Beaumont High School from October 7th through the 13th. So if you are interested in seeing it,
you can go to the, I believe, Instagram. I will link the ticket link in our bio. And it's wonderful and amazing. I am in the mystical cast.
And I am the stage manager for both casts, and it's a wonderful experience. I 10 out of 10 recommend seeing it. And that's basically the life update that's consumed my life for the past 2 months. Yeah.
I would say that that's kind of the same thing. I am somehow passing all of my classes.
That's shocking.
It is shocking. At this point, it is. I have no clue how I'm passing math, guys. It is almost impossible.
Oh, you're taking math?
I am taking math.
Oh, I don't have to.
This is a horrible senior year. Don't follow my lead, guys.
Follow mine. I'm taking like 3 required classes. That's it.
So don't take math your senior year, guys. But doing Midsummer, Something Rotten at Beaumont is full-fledged rehearsals right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later, but right now we're really diving headfirst into Midsummer. That's kind of it. Yeah. And that concludes the life update.
So, going back into cults, Bo, what is like the strangest or most interesting cult you've heard of?
So, I really think that the idea of cults is pretty interesting. The idea for this podcast actually came from a podcast about cults. And it's because they decided that legitimately every religion is a cult, and so every religion is bad. So, uh, but one of the cults that I've heard about from like all the podcasts that I've ever listened to has been this one cult in Africa. I don't remember the name, but the leader was starving and sacrificing people to get them quote unquote closer to heaven, aka dead. And all while he was stocking up on their food. And that's like pretty interesting that you're having your people starve themselves so that you can you know, eat everything in existence.
Yeah, it's very interesting on the fact that, like we said, fear mongering and predicting like, oh, the end of the world or I'll get you closer to heaven, but in reality he was just profiting off of them.
Yeah. And then there's a cult primarily in southern Utah that has taken the ideas of a dominant faith or the dominant faith here in Utah and twisted them into something else. They're often called fundamentalists because they take everything as it could be interpreted and take it to the max. And like that for me is insane, and it's like Amish on steroids. But like nowhere near that because Amish people are actually really great. We'll talk about that in a full episode about Amish people. I don't know when we'll do that, but it'll be really fun. So how about you, Jasper?
I mean, about the last one that you mentioned, that's always been interesting to me, kind of for a different or the same reason. It's more just like how easily views can be twisted. You know, religion is so often viewed as every single religion as a cult, and while I agree to that to some extent, I kind of don't. But that cult that you were talking about is very interesting and how they twisted views. I think another one that I find super interesting, and I'll name this one because it was very popular and not too bad, was something called, I believe, Children of the Waning Star. It was this, quote unquote cult that started on TikTok, and it was basically this girl who made a video who was like, I want to make a cult, so I'm going to make it, and it's called this, and blah, blah, blah. And like I think Bo mentioned earlier in the podcast, with the whole fact that cult has just been kind of like I'd even say like nonchalant term, just like a conversational, and like the deep and kind of dark meaning behind it has gotten lost. And it just shows this with this girl who said, I'm going to start this without realizing cults are bad. And it started out as probably this innocent thing that she thought she was just making a little community. But then, there were reports that came out allegedly people were going as far as trying to sacrifice their pets or animals that they see, and even like carving the symbol of this cult into their skin. Now, all of this is alleged, but it's very interesting to me in seeing how extreme things can go, even if you're just even if you don't start it with any.
Well, is there anything else that you would like to add about cults?
Cults are a very dangerous thing. No matter what society says about it, it's always, a very hard thing. And I would just say be careful. Know where you stand in your views and don't let anybody sway that just because they tell you the end of the world is coming and they can show you what to do. You know? And if you or somebody has been in a cult or has been affected by cults, we on our website have a resources page where we are going to link resources for those, who are dealing with leaving a cult or who are trying. We will have those resources linked below if you need to. Now that we know all of that, what resources are there for people who have left a cult or who are trying to escape one?
Well, there are plenty of resources and services available. For people who have left cults, there are support groups, therapists, and countless other services in place to help them get into a better mind space and get back to living a great life. For people trying to get out of a cult, the best thing that you can do is tell someone. The main reason people don't escape cults or any dangerous situation as it is because they're afraid to... Let's see. There are so many people out there that are willing to help and anything else for you. And all you have to do is ask. If you're uncomfortable talking to people around you, talk to people not around you. Email someone. There is always a way out, even when it seems like there isn't.
And there are always people out there who are willing to listen, even if you are surrounded by those who seem uninterested. Okay, Bo, what did you learn today? What's your sort of takeaway from this?
Guys, so I have always thought that the idea of a cult and someone becoming so obsessed with an idea is insane to me. But I think what I learned today is that legitimately anything can be a cult. And we just need to be careful about what we're looking into and what we are trying to put our time and interest into. And so yeah, how about you, Jasper?
I think my biggest takeaway from this today is cults are still a very relevant thing. Obviously more in the 80s and 90s and probably even early 2000s, cults were a more common thing. And I feel like nowadays they're less talked about. It's not really viewed as a danger anymore. It's not viewed as a scary thing that can happen to you. But, they're still relevant, and cults can be created and you can be lured into them. It's really not as uncommon as...
Well, thank you for joining us for this episode of I Believe Horror. Remember to check out our website and leave us your...
Okay. Make sure to follow us on Instagram to hear about our adventures the fastest way possible.
And join us next week for I Believe Horror Week 2. I seem to have forgotten what the topic is.
I guess you'll just have to join us and see what...